The Blenheim Palace meeting for the European Political Community, the EPC summit, has got underway with two very strong speeches by Keir Starmer and Zelenskyy. It's a significant gathering that sees leaders from across Europe discussing pressing issues such as the war in Ukraine, European unity and migration. Mr. Zelenskyy delivered a powerful speech emphasizing the unity of European nations against Russian aggression. He said Russia's Vladimir Putin has already failed to divide European nations, but he warned that Putin might still try to undermine the group by targeting individual countries. He didn't name, but he was clearly pointing to Viktor Orban. He said this could involve trying to tempt or pressure you or blackmail you so that one of you betrays the rest. Zelenskyy stressed the importance of maintaining and strengthening Western military support for Ukraine, asserting the fewer restrictions we have on the use of effective weapons, the more Russia will seek peace. He specifically called on allies like the US, UK, France, Germany, Poland and others to increase their contributions, particularly for anti-drone capabilities and aircraft. He concluded with a call for continued diplomatic support, emphasizing the need for collective bravery and solidarity. And I should point out that he started with a reference to Churchill. What made Churchill great was his bravery, he said. And he made a point, as did Starmer, about Churchill's role in defining the European Court, the ECHR, and also his relationship with Blenheim. I think Zelenskyy, rather than Starmer, referenced that. He said, "I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of Churchill's biting humour, but it was Churchill's response in the face of the threat from Germany that defined him, not his biting humour, not his place in Blenheim." And he could have been talking about himself, of course. Zelenskyy could have been talking about himself. It is his position standing up to the aggression of Putin which has defined Zelenskyy far more than his television shows, far more than his ability in other languages. It's his stand against aggression. So Keir Starmer opened the address with a reflection on the challenges posed by Russia, saying the threat from Russia reaches right across Europe. He highlighted recent provocations, including military planes entering our airspace and ships patrolling our coast. He emphasized the need for European nations to stand together and to guard Europe's frontiers, advocating a more united and robust defence position. He addressed the issue of illegal migration, describing it as a crisis exacerbated by criminal networks profiting from human suffering. He pointed out the tragic loss of lives in the English Channel as a stark reminder. He said 4 today. He pointed out the tragic loss of lives, the vile trade. He called for a transformative approach to border security and law enforcement, saying that the summit was an opportunity to say no more to this humanitarian crisis. His speech was marked by a commitment to international law and human rights, referencing the impact the European Convention on Human Rights, the European Court of Human Rights, the ECHR, had on him when he was younger, 40 years ago, in the historical ties of 1945, describing the UK as a friend and a partner to work with you, not as part of the EU, but as part of Europe. And the EPC summit at Blenheim Palace underscores the importance of European unity in the face of external threat and internal challenges. And Zelenskyy's invocation of Churchill was a strategic move to draw historical parallels and to galvanise support by reminding Europe of its shared history of resistance to tyranny. Starmer's commitment to the ECHR and the legacy of 1945 highlights the UK's enduring ties with Europe despite Brexit. And the speeches by both Zelenskyy and Starmer reflected a strong stance on maintaining European unity and resilience. Zelenskyy's emphasis on military support and Starmer's focus on migration demonstrated a comprehensive approach to security that includes both defence and humanitarian considerations. Both leaders underscore the importance of solidarity, of international law, and the moral imperative to support Ukraine, to address the migration crisis collectively, to respond to the needs of the Union and to respond to the needs of the continental Union. And overall, the Blenheim meeting showcased a renewed commitment among European leaders in this sort of speed dating process to tackle contemporary challenges through cooperation and shared values, reflecting the enduring spirit of unity, the collective action that has historically defined Europe, the dignity of humanity, which one of the points that Keir Starmer made, the dignity of humanity, the essence of what makes us human, the dignity of humanity. I would also add the agency of humanity. It is our agency, it is our dignity which makes us independent, which makes us human, which makes us free.